Hello, I am Clarissa Cherry. I'm planning on making this video just for myself, but in case anybody else sees it, I'm Clarissa. I today woke up and I weighed myself, and since Saturday, it's Wednesday morning, since Saturday I've gained 8 pounds. There's absolutely no reason for that. I stayed completely on my plan. I haven't cheated or stopped drinking my water. I've got all my water in 2 gallons a day. I stayed a couple of the days under 1,500 calories and the other day under 1,800 calories. And I'm feeling really discouraged today. So I decided to make a video to talk about how far I've come, to kind of encourage myself, and so that later I can look back and see the struggles that I had and feel good about making it as far as I have. So to start off my story, in January of this year, 2017, I've been trying to lose weight quite a bit. I've made a lot of changes in the last few years, just of things that I keep in my house and things trying to eat healthier and to lose weight and to eat according to what my body needs, because I have insulin resistance and I have PCOS. So I've tried to kind of eat according to the way that you're supposed to eat when you have those, and I was not losing weight. And so in January I made a decision. I was like, you know what, I'm going to try whatever I have to try to lose weight, because I have to. In the morning, whenever I would get up, my entire body would shake under the weight of my body, literally. It would just shake, my knees especially, and my legs. Trying to walk the 10 feet to the bathroom was really, really hard, and really scary. It was really scary. I thought I was going to fall. I mean, I was really worried about it. Taking a shower was really, really difficult. By the end of it, my legs were really, really, really shaky, and I had a pinched nerve in my leg, and so that made it worse. But the weight was definitely a huge issue there. And so I made a decision. I was like, you know what, I've been trying, but I'm going to try whatever I have to. I'm going to look up different things and figure out what I have to do. So I 100% cut out sugar and wheat in the first few weeks of January. In week 1, I lost like 7 pounds. Week 2, I lost like 8 pounds, and I was so excited, and I was telling my friends, praising the Lord for helping me lose the weight, and I was so excited, and then it just stopped for no reason. And then I would lose like a pound, and then I would gain 3, and then lose the 3, and then gain more. And that happened from the end of January until the end of April. And I was really, really discouraged, and I was praying, and I was asking the Lord to help me, and I was asking my friends to pray for me, because I was working really hard, drinking 2 gallons of water a day, eating under 2,000 calories. I was working really, really hard, and it was just not going anywhere, and I was getting really depressed. Honestly, I was. And so, as I was praying, one day I felt like the Lord dealt with me to just look up again for the umpteenth time what people eat and what they avoid when they have PCOS. And so I did. I just started doing some more research and trying to figure out why with how hard I was working, I wasn't losing weight. It did not make sense at all. And before this, in my life, when I was about 14, I think I lost close to 80 pounds, I think is what it was. And then since then, the most I've ever lost, I mean, obviously I gained all that back. And since then, the most I've lost is 30 pounds. In 2015, I lost 30 pounds, and then my body stopped cooperating with me. So since I've lost, 15 pounds, 10 pounds, but I've never got past 30. So, I was trying to figure it out, and I was looking. I felt like that my body was just doing its thing again. I felt like it was like, okay, that's enough weight you've lost, rest, you're done. That's how I felt. And so I was like, you know what, I made a decision in January that no matter what it took, I was going to figure it out. So I was doing the research, and I had never read this before, and it was just this little note kind of on the side of an article that said to avoid dairy if you have PCOS, because dairy raises your testosterone levels, which is actually the main problem with PCOS, is that your testosterone levels are too high already. So eating low carb like I was eating cream, butter, cheese, yogurt, and ice cream, low carb ice cream constantly, like every single day, probably every single meal and snack. I would have some form of dairy, and so I decided to try for a week without dairy and see if that would do anything for me, to see if that was even relevant. And so I talked to my sister about it, and I decided to just do it. So I stopped eating dairy the first week and kept all my other guidelines, my calorie count and everything. And in the first week, I lost 3 pounds. And that was awesome. In my head, I was still like, this isn't going to last, because that's just how I was feeling. And then the second week, with no dairy, I lost another 3 pounds. And so I made the decision to just cut out dairy completely. And I'm a cheeseaholic, so that was a struggle for me. But from then until now, I can count on one hand the amount of times I've had dairy. It's the end of July, and so since May, I could probably count on one hand the amount of times I've had dairy. And between May and now, or between January and May, I had lost 15 pounds. And then from that was with going up and down and losing the weight and gaining it back, and then losing what I had gained over and over. From then until now, from January until now, I've lost 47 pounds, and that is not including the 8 pounds that I gained today. If I counted that, I would be back at 39, and I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to claim it that it's going to come off soon. And so, but in June, I lost a really, really close friend, and even though I had quit dairy and I was still eating healthy, my body stopped losing again. And so I had to just push past that, and I had to keep going, even though I stayed at the same weight for about a month straight, even though I was doing everything right. I had to push past that, and this is a moment that I'm going to have to push past, this 8-pound gain. I'm going to have to push past this and just keep going, because eventually it's going to come down. And so I talked about earlier how I was feeling at the beginning of the year, and now whenever I get out of bed, I don't have to stress about walking to the bathroom. I don't have absolutely any weakness in my legs, none whatsoever. I don't have any shakiness when I first get up in the morning. That's completely gone, and that's been a huge blessing. I don't wake up with my eyes caked in goo like I have for my entire life. Even when I was little and growing up, my teenage years, every single day I would wake up with just goo all in my eyes and dried junk all over my eyes, and it went to where I almost couldn't even open my eyes. It was so bad. And now I don't ever struggle with that. Maybe one time since I've stopped eating dairy. My stomach cramps that I used to have all the time are way better. There's so many things right now. I've noticed that my cheeks are slimmer. My stomach, the sides of my stomach are slimmer. And you know, this moment that I'm in right now, it's really hard because I've been on a diet bet for the last 4 weeks, and Saturday morning I was so excited because I only had to lose 1 pound to make it to win my diet bet, and I didn't lose it. Today's the last day of the diet bet, and I didn't lose it. I think that's why I'm feeling so discouraged, because I was so close again. I was so close, and I didn't do it. I didn't win. But there's so many other things that I'm winning at right now. There's so many other things, you know, feeling healthier, being able to be a better housekeeper because I feel better, and being able to be a more energetic friend, being able to participate in my church and my singing on stage, and my leg not giving out on me, and those are things that I'm winning at right now, even though even though I'm losing this diet bet. And I just wanted to remind myself and have this video to where in the future I can look back, see my struggles, and be proud of pushing through, because I'm going to. And next year around this time, I'm going to be so much thinner, I'm going to be so much healthier, and no matter what comes my way, just like the decision I made in January, I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to figure out what's wrong and what I have to do, what I have to tweak, and I'm going to win. I'm going to win in the end. So, that's all. Bye.